Welcome to News Now, Alberta. This is Special Ed. Freedom Convoy. Those words put chills in my body. Makes me proud to be Canadian when I hear about those heroes standing up against government tyranny. Today we are talking about the two so-called leaders, Tamara Lich and Chris Barber, that were arrested in an unlawful war act brought on by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Even though this act was later called unconstitutional and unlawful by a judge, the charges stayed.
The terms of the standoff have been set, and with the potential power of overwhelming force, it now appears to be just a question of time.
We're not going anywhere.
Well, some are. Dozens of arrests, often for mischief, a criminal charge with a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. While everyone here could now be arrested, police started at the top of the organization, arresting the protest leadership. Western separatist Tamara Lich.
Back up, please. Just back up.
Saskatchewan trucker Chris Barber. Each charged with counseling others to commit mischief.
Maybe we should go around that way.
Daniel Bulford, until months ago a police officer himself who left his job in the Prime Minister's RCMP security detail after refusing vaccination.
What's that?
You're under arrest, sir.
For what?
Finally, Pat King, a white nationalist and conspiracy theory peddler, revered among supporters on social media.
So could you please step out of the vehicle, sir?
I'd like to get my lawyer on the phone right away.
This was in trial for quite a while. The government thought this was going to be like a 16-day trial, but there were so many violations of rights and fights against freedom of speech and freedom of assembly that it took months to get everything sorted.
Chris, you're gonna win, man.
Tuesday's court appearances for Chris Barber and Tamara Lich far quieter than the events that made them famous in Ottawa.
Hold the line!
Hold the line. Freedom!
Lich and Barber each accused of mischief, intimidation, and obstruction-related charges after they helped organize the convoy that shut down the national capital for 3 weeks early last year. The stated goal was to end pandemic-related public health restrictions, though some players also sought to topple the federal government. Police largely watched until the government resorted to the Emergencies Act, granting officials extra powers like freezing financial assets and removing vehicles. Lich and Barber were arrested. As the accused sat in court, the prosecution described those 3 weeks as an occupation. Lich offered no opinion about that.
What do you think of the use of the word occupation by the Crown?
I think I'm just going to have a cigarette.
But her lawyer said this.
When there are Ukrainians under real occupation, it's an insult to them and anybody else who's survived an occupation.
Some observers say rejecting the term may be part of a strategy.
If you're talking about an illegal occupation, you're basically starting from the get-go that anything that you might say would be construed as encouraging people to carry on with illegal activity within an illegal occupation.
The trial is expected to last just a little over 2 weeks. The Crown intends to call at least 22 witnesses, some of them downtown residents who got an injunction against the truckers' bullhorns last year. The defense arguing the latter voices are unnecessary. Rafi Bujikani on CBC News, Ottawa.
We even arrested Lich again for breach of probation when she showed up and received an award, and there was someone else from the Freedom Convoy that was in a photo with her. She was arrested and spent another month in jail. Those charges were dropped because she had brought her lawyer to the event to make sure not to be in breach. She cannot control who shows up there.
CTV News has learned Tamara Lich, one of the founders and organizers of the Freedom Convoy, has been arrested again. Lich was arrested in Medicine Hat, Alberta for allegedly breaching her bail conditions, so she'll reportedly be brought back to Ottawa to go in front of a judge. Her bail conditions when she was released in late February included leaving Ottawa within 24 hours, refraining from using social media, and having no contact with certain co-organizers of the convoy.
We're trying everything to make these two look like they are threatening the government and trying to control government outcome. This has to be the most treacherous thing done by this government. The trial is in its end, and the judge has to now decide what's going to happen with it. Lich and Barber legal fees for the prolonged trial have largely been covered by the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedom, though both have been fundraising through the trial as well. So I wonder if people giving to their trial are going to get their assets and bank accounts seized also. The judge said it will take him some time to come to a decision because there are so many things to go through here. Now, will the judge let them go, or will he do the ultimate act of violation of rights by sentencing them to jail? I will update you when I get more information. What are your thoughts on this? Please let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.